we have Mr. Les Smith, Jr., followed by Brenda Johnson.
Good evening, everyone. Chamber of Commerce, thank you for this opportunity. My name is Les Smith, and I am running for school board. To tell you a little bit about myself, I'm a native of Chesapeake. I lived here all my life. I went to Indian River High School. I graduated from St. Paul's College with my BS degree in Business Administration, and I got my master's degree from the University of Richmond in Human Resource Management. I retired from the Sheriff's Department in 2013 after 28 years of service. I retired as a lieutenant. During my 28 years of service there, 24 of those years I was supervisor, 20 of those years I was the administrator, and I'm bringing that to the table, my experience as an administrator, making policy and procedure and implementing those things. That is what I did while I was at the Sheriff's Department. But also while I was there for those 28 years, I saw thousands of men and women come to jail, and the common denominator they all had was they didn't have an education. That's why most of them were in jail. So that's why I'm passionate about helping these kids so more people don't fall through the cracks, and we don't have more people coming to jail as opposed to getting their education, providing for their families, and committing less crime. So that's one thing I'm all about. I'm also about mentoring kids. It's important that we teach our kids, and when the parents can't teach them, have others teach them. That's what I want to do. I'm all about early childhood development. That's very important at that vulnerable age when they're growing up. Their minds are like sponges. We need to give them all they need so they can provide for themselves and move up the chain to become better students as time goes on. Last but not least, it's important that we have parity amongst the schools. So no matter where you live at in the city, you can get the best that Chesapeake has to offer. Thank you very much.
Okay, Mr. Smith, are you in favor of building a new school or redistricting because of overcrowding? Given the flat enrollment, how would you balance the system's boundaries in conjunction with limited financial resources?
Isn't it the same question?
I don't write them, I just read
I can answer that. Going back to when I was in school, when I went to Indian River, when there was a problem with overcrowding, so forth, and so on, we had grades 6 through 8. We had grades 6 through 9, 7 through 9 at the middle school, and 10, 11, and 12 was at the high school. So on the other hand, Oscar Smith had 9 through 12 at their school, because of how they was set up as far as the population, pupil population goes. So I would see the same thing would go on with schools now, as opposed to redistricting, try and shift the grades, whether it's middle school, elementary school, or high school, based on the needs as far as the population is concerned. And that's how we handle that problem.
Thank you.
All right.
I live for guys like that. Mr. Smith, what are the current challenges facing education in the city of Chesapeake as far as you're concerned?
Current challenges. One of my main ones would be parity. And what I mean by that is, I feel like some regions of the city are being offered more, or it's perceived they're being offered more than in other areas. And some parts of the city are more challenged because of the Title I status they're in, and they're not being provided for the same way, and there needs to be a way that can be worked out. We know it's a problem, but we have to find a way to resolve the problem, and I know it can be done. We just need to be creative as far as making that happen, and we need to have teachers that want to make that difference and passionate about their jobs, which I know most of them are, but some don't want to deal with the challenges. And like I said earlier, we can't uproot everybody to move to what they feel is the perfect neighborhood. We have to make it so across the board, everybody feels like they're getting the best the city has to offer. So that's my main challenge that I want to try and take care of. Thank you. Again, I thank you for this opportunity to be before you tonight. I'm running for this office because I want to bring change to the city to a certain degree. We're doing a good job with the school system, but there's always room for improvement. It's time to have a new face with bright ideas for a better future. I'm that new face for you all to consider. The time I spent at the Sheriff's Department, I've learned a lot. I've seen a lot of people throughout the city over my 53 years of being here, formed a lot of relationships. But more important than that, I listen to the people and I hear what they say. I do not ignore them. I think on what they say. And then I turn around and try and resolve that problem to the best of my ability. And when I can't do it alone, I find other means to help make that happen. For the last 6 years, the teachers have not received a raise, but they're supposed to receive a 2% raise now. These teachers are taking care of our kids. These teachers are preparing for our future. So we need to look out for them. But when you don't look out for them for 6 years, that's a problem. When you have 10 schools that talk about transparency, but when you have 10 schools that have problems with accreditation and they're with warning, and it's not shared with the whole city, to a certain degree, that's a problem. We need to improve. We need to make changes where necessary. And I want to be that change. And I need you all to consider voting for me May 6th. You're going to get more with less by voting for less on May 6th. Thank you.